Then I took a smidge and applied it down there.
This One's Wife. Vogue. NFI'd. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. NFI'd, in case you'd forgotten, means not fucking invited. A pejorative term to reference the fact that someone was not invited, but indeed it's notable that they were not invited. A number of moons ago, in British Vogue, an edition was guest edited by This One's Wife. At the time, Vogue stated, HRH, the Duchess of Sussex, has guest edited a landmark issue of British Vogue with Editor-in-Chief Edward Enninful. Entitled Forces for Change, the September 2019 issue highlights a cast of brilliant female changemakers who are set to reshape society in radical and positive ways. It is the first time a September issue of British Vogue has been co-edited. The cover has been photographed by Peter Lindbergh, his first for the magazine since September 1992, and features 15 women from the worlds of politics, sport and the arts, all of whom have made an inspiring impact on modern life. The selection of women was a highly personal choice for the Duchess and for Enninful, and the result of a collaboration that began in January of this year. These last 7 months have been a rewarding process, curating and collaborating with Edward Enninful, British Vogue's editor-in-chief, to take the year's most read fashion issue and steer its focus to the values, causes, and people making impact in the world today, the Duchess said. Through this lens, I hope you'll feel the strength of the collective in the diverse selection of women chosen for the cover, as well as the team of support I called upon within the issue to help bring this to light. I hope readers feel as inspired as I do by the forces for change they'll find within these pages. It then goes on to describe who was on the cover, which included a variety of women, such as Jacinda Ardern, the then New Zealand Prime Minister, Greta Thunberg, goblin-faced activist, Jane Fonda, Adwoa Aboah, a mental health campaigner and model, Sinead Burke, a diversity advocate and lecturer, Gemma Chan, a campaigner and actor, Salma Hayek, the women's rights advocate, actor and producer, Francesca Hayward, Royal Ballet principal dancer and actress, Jamila Jamil, one of This One's Wife's flunkies, and other people besides. It continued by talking about the collaboration, and thus there we had This One's Wife, guest editing British Vogue in 2019. Her pal, her chum, Edward Enninful, all looked hunky-dory. And yesterday, the Times reported on British Vogue editor Edward Enninful's farewell cover features 40 stars. Women from the worlds of fashion, film and sport gathered from across the world for his final edition. When Edward Enninful became the first black and male editor of British Vogue in 2017, he vowed to make the magazine more inclusive, pledging that it would be like a shop that you are not scared to walk into. 7 years on, his 76th and final edition seems a triumphant farewell, with the magazine's cover dominated by a diverse range of female faces from the worlds of fashion, film and sport. As his final act before stepping down, Enninful showcased the largest number of women ever photographed for a Vogue cover, and all those gathered previously featuring as a cover star during his tenure. Captioned, Legendary 40 Vogue icons, one epic shoot, the ultimate fashion. The March 2024 cover features names such as Jane Fonda, Serena Williams, Oprah Winfrey, and Cindy Crawford. British representation includes Naomi Campbell, Victoria Beckham, Kate Moss and her daughter Leela, Cara Delevingne, Maya Jama, Dua Lipa and Jodie Comer also feature. The cover stars flew in from London, Los Angeles, Paris and Milan to take part in the shoot, which took place on a single day in New York in December. And the full roll call of individuals is as follows: Karen Elson, Irina Shayk, Laverne Cox, Anya Taylor-Joy, Serena Williams, Rina Sawayama, Carly Kloss, Jordan Dunn, Amber Valletta, Precious Lee, Cindy Crawford, Jodie Comer, Gigi Hadid, Gemma Chan, Adut Akech, Adwoa Aboa, Paloma Alessa, Vittoria Serretti, Victoria Beckham, Gugu Mbatha-Raw, Cara Delevingne, Jane Fonda, Linda Evangelista, Miley Cyrus, Iman, Ariana DeBose, Jamila Jamil, Oprah Winfrey, Salma Hayek, Christy Turlington, Selma Blair, Maya Jama, Kate Moss, Cynthia Erivo, Simone Ashley, Leela Moss, Anok Yai, Kaya Gerber, Naomi Campbell, Dua Lipa. 40 women. 40 women from diverse backgrounds, 40 women of different colours, different ethnicities. There they all are, together, on the cover. But guess who was NFI'd? Oh yes, no place for this one's wife, even though it includes individuals such as Serena Williams, that she believes that she was cosy with, but not so much these days, and hosting a raft of individuals that this one's wife believes she is a peer of. She wasn't invited. Once again overlooked by a magazine which she co-edited only a few years ago. Surely she would be involved in such a prestigious occasion. Surely, since she was such good chums with Edward Enninful, that they would work together. That surely, because they co-edited an edition before, Mr. Enninful must surely have wanted her to be there. That she would be involved in this particular cover. There she would be, rictus grin, elbowing her way in front and centre amongst all of these various names. The fact is that Oprah was there, Serena was there, Victoria Beckham was there, all supposed buds of this one's wife, but as we know, those individuals have turned away from her. They no longer want anything to do with her. And it would be also the case that this one's wife wasn't involved. She was once again NFI'd. Of course, this one's wife believed that she should be involved in this and wouldn't understand that there would be any reason why she would not be invited. But there are two reasons why she wouldn't be involved. One, she actually feuded with Edward Enninful when she guest edited the magazine back in 2019. She said, "I want to break the internet." That's what she said to the editorial staff, meaning that she would control her own image. The editorial team's expressions showed silent exasperation. Most of her contributions were superficial, lacking rhyme or reason. To avoid confrontation, she was never asked to explain. The team wrongly assumed that her comments were inspired by her US PR consultants at the time, Sunshine Sachs. Remember them? They were actually her own ideas. She explained that the conversations was philosophizing with Edward Enninful, over a steaming cup of mint tea. During the last weeks before publication, she offered advice on publicity. She spoke about lighting up the internet, inspired by leaks. Enninful was unimpressed. Secrecy, he repeated, was essential for a blockbuster launch. Nevertheless, The Sun regularly published snippets of information about the issue. The editorial team suspected the source was a friend of this one's wife, a female publicist in London. These irritations came with the turf for Enninful. Shaping a whole issue around the Duchess was a journalistic and commercial coup, promoting this one's wife as the country's most influential beacon of change, as he gushed in his editorial about his brilliant biracial American powerhouse who is a positive influence everywhere. None of Vogue staff witnessed This One's Wife ever pause to consider whether she had crossed the line in her relationship with Enninful. She never appeared to consider the conflict of using her marriage to promote herself. This One's Wife was uninterested in the boundary that Prince William had identified in a 2017 TV documentary. He exercised caution with regard to that, but This One's Wife was dismissive of that. She identified 15 women identified as game changers. But she caused exasperation, irritation from Enninful with the way that she sought to co-edit. And therefore, it's understandable that he wouldn't want to involve her in a photo shoot. Secondly, she is tanking. The downward spiral continues. Why on earth would you want to include somebody who is disliked, decisive, and regularly derided? You would not. Thus, another publication comes about, one which This One's Wife believes she should be involved in, and she's promptly NFI'd, once again reinforcing her near pariah status at the moment, and the fact that Edward Enninful, on his way out, thinks the last thing I want is that harridan anywhere near my final cover. This One's Wife, of course, will be fuming. She will have been tearing up copies of Vogue in the mansion at Monty Shit Show, unbelievable at the fact that she has been excluded and NFI'd. Luckily for Harry, he was probably over the Atlantic when she found out. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.